Welcome to another RSR. Tonight, I am predicting the 2024 CONCACAF Central American Cup. Predizione della Copa Centroamericana de la CONCACAF. It's beginning. It is beginning. Starting tomorrow, we are on our way to the first match days of this Central American Cup and the first tournament of the fall. Late summer, early fall, but it's here. The fall's closer than you think. Starting with Group A, we got FC Motagua, CS Herediano, Dirigen FC, Tauro FC, and San Francisco FC. Two Panamanian teams, 101 Costa Rican. But we have 5 teams in this group. 5th place, I'm going with San Francisco FC with 0 points because the rest of these teams, I think, will beat them. I think all of these teams will beat San Francisco in this group. I think they're going to end up with 0 points. I think Motagua is better. I think Herediano is better. I think Dirigen is better. I think Tauro is better. I think that in the end, they're going to finish with 0 points at the bottom of the group. 4th place, Tauro with 4 points. They beat San Francisco and they draw Dirigen. And that's exactly how they end up in 4th place. 3rd place is Dirigen, a team who has made good runs in CONCACAF League and Central American Cup before. They're going to show that they could still do it. But in the end, I think they're going to beat San Francisco, draw Tauro, draw Herediano, finish 3rd place. So they will be eliminated. 2nd place is Herediano. They beat Tauro and San Francisco. They draw Dirigen, but they still finish 2nd. But they will definitely be the 8th seed in the quarterfinals because, well, you'll see. In 1st place is Motagua with 12 points. I don't think they're going to lose a game. I don't think they're going to lose a game in the group stage. Now, of course, I think that changes in the knockout stage. But group stage, no. 1st place, 12 points. Group B. Group B, we have El Diablo Valense, CD Marathon, Comunicaciones FC, Alianza FC, LA Firpo. LA Firpo making their big return to CONCACAF competition. Streets won't forget them, but they're back. But I still think they'll finish 5th because all these other 4 teams have been in recent CONCACAF tournaments. They've gone far in recent tournaments. LA Firpo, it's been a while, and I don't see them really getting anything out of this. 4th place is Alianza. They beat LA Firpo, but they don't beat anybody else. 3 points for Alianza in 4th place. They're a good team, but they're not better than any of these other 3. Maybe Marathon, but I still don't think so. 3rd place, Marathon with 6 points. They beat the bottom 2. They lose to the top 2. They finish 3rd, get eliminated. Good Honduran team. They're back in competitions, CONCACAF competitions, but I don't think they have the quality to beat Alajuelense or Comunicaciones. I think they have enough quality to beat Alianza, and I think they definitely have enough quality to beat Firpo. So they're in that middle spot. They could end up finishing 2nd, and I guess Alianza could as well if things break right, but I still think there are teams that are better as of now. 2nd place, Comunicaciones with 9 points. They beat everybody else, lose to Alajuelense. Finish 2nd, but they still move on. 12 points for Alajuelense. LD Alajuelense, the defending champions of Central American Cup. Defending champions. Won the whole thing. But the Champions curse seems like it's still alive when it comes to CONCACAF Central American Cup. We'll see how that hits, but I don't think it'll be Alajuelense getting grouped. They're still a great team. They're one of the best teams in Central America by CONCACAF rankings. I don't see them screwing this up. Group B, there it is. Now we're on to Group C. We have CD Olimpia trying to make a triumphant return. Águila FC, Club Atlético Independiente de la Chorrera, Antigua GFC, and Port Loyola FC. 5th place, Port Loyola, because a Belizean team like Port Loyola, who just came out of nowhere, yeah, I hate to tell you, they're probably not doing anything. They're probably losing to everybody. I think that's pretty easy. 4th place, Antigua GFC. They've made recent CONCACAF tournaments, but they haven't done much in them. They'll get 3 points off Loyola, and that's it. 3rd place, Aguila. 6 points. 2 wins versus Antigua and Port Loyola. They can't beat Kai or Olympia. They finished 3rd, get eliminated. 2nd place, Club Atlético Independiente de la Chorrera. I believe in them. Even if they've changed, even if their team has changed, they've changed pieces, they've moved around, they brought in new players. I still trust them. As a club, I still trust them. They always found ways to win in CONCACAF with multiple groups, multiple ways that group looks and that team looks. They've always found ways to win. I think they'll get out of this group. And finally, the only team they lose to is Olympia. Means CD Olympia is 1st place with 12 points because I think they want to make a statement in this tournament. They got grouped last year, of course. They ended up going on a giant unbeaten run in Honduras, though, before and after the grouping. But ever since the grouping, they've been hot. They've been red hot since they've been grouped. And for me, I believe that, to me, that says they're going to be red hot. They've been good in preseason. I think they'll be red hot through the group. They got a point to prove, and I think they'll prove it. Next up, Group D, the final group, because it's 5 teams for 4 groups of 5. We got Deportivo Saprissa, CST Municipal, Real Esteli FC, AD Guanacasteca, and Managua FC. 5th place, I got Managua because, again, they're a team that I don't see much out of. They've been in CONCACAF competitions, but again, they don't do much when they make it. They're just part of the show and then fall out halfway through the season. It's like one of those. They're not going to make it any further than 0 points. 4th place, AD Guanacasteca. They're going to be like this year's Aloncho. They come out of nowhere in their country, Costa Rica for their sake, of course, Honduras for Aloncho. But they're a big flaming meteor that comes out of nowhere and does good and gets into this tournament just to fall apart in the tournament. I believe that's 3 points for Guanacasteca. They beat Managua, but that's it. 3rd place, Real Esteli. They made it to the Champions Cup. They made it to the final. Yeah, it was them. Yeah, it was Esteli versus Alajuelense. Yeah, Independiente lost to Esteli. Yeah, if I recall correctly. Esteli made the final last year. I don't think that's going to happen again. They got a harder group this time. They got a group where Saprissa is still Saprissa. Municipal is pretty damn good. Guanacasteca could give them a run. They'll beat Managua, but I think they'll beat the bottom 2. The top 2 are going to be a hard job, and I just don't see them replicating what they did last fall into this February at Champions Cup, playing America and almost beating them. I don't see them replicating it. Cinderella stories don't happen 2 times in a row. They don't. And to be honest, I just don't see it. 2nd place, Municipal, 9 points. They beat everybody but Saprissa. Duh. 1st place, Saprissa with 12 points because they're still Deportivo Saprissa. Were they the best at the start of the year? No. Have they gotten into a better position as the years went on? Yes, I think. 12 points. Knockout stages. Quarterfinal 1. We have CD Olympia versus CS Herediano. This would be the 1 versus 8 match because it's based off the seeding of the group. The seeding of how these teams made it. And for me, I got CD Olympia beating Herediano. Herediano cannot do what they need to do to beat Olympia. Olympia is hot right now. They are hot right now. They know how to find a way to win this tournament, and they are, again, going to make a statement. They have to make a statement, and I think they will. CD Olympia moves on to the semifinals. Herediano to the play-in. Saprissa versus Independiente, the 4-5 matchup on seeding. Of course, Independiente, I think, will be the best runner-up. Saprissa will be the 4th place winner. And I got Saprissa beating Independiente. I think Saprissa are going to do just enough to win this tie. It's not going to be pretty. I think Independiente will throw a wrench into the tie, but I just don't think it'll be enough for them to win the tie. I think Saprissa goes on to the semifinals. Independiente faces Herediano in the play-in. Olympia will face Saprissa in the semis. So Saprissa Olympia will qualify to Champions Cup. Herediano and Independiente will play to qualify. Quarterfinal 3, El Diablo Valencia versus CSD Municipal is 7-2? 7-2. Yeah, the 7-2 ranking. And then 3-6 is 4. 7-2. Of course, Alajuelense, 2nd seed. Municipal, 7th. El Diablo Valencia versus CSD Municipal. I got Alajuelense. They're the defending champions. I don't see Municipal beating Alajuelense. Even though there's a champion's curse out there, I just don't see it. Now, of course, it can happen because of the champion's curse, but I just don't see it. I think Alajuelense gets the win. Pretty easy as you like for them. Not truly a challenge. And if it is a challenge, they're definitely getting Champions Cursed. But we'll find out once that comes around. And finally, quarterfinal 4. By the way, Municipal to the play-in. Alajuelense to the semifinals. FC Motagua Honduras versus Comunicaciones FC in quarterfinal 4. The 3-6 matchup. And honestly, I see Motagua losing to Comunicaciones. I think Comunicaciones wins the quarterfinal. 1, because Motagua's lost to Comunicaciones before in tournaments like this, in moments like this. Of course, the 2021 CONCACAF League Final. Motagua always finds a way to bottle it. They just always find a way to bottle it when it really matters. And Comunicaciones have made them do it. Made them bottle it. I think Comunicaciones wins, goes to the semifinals. I think Motagua goes to the play-in, which leads us to the play-ins. Play-in 1, CS Herediano versus Independiente. I think Independiente wins over Herediano. They had 9 points. Herediano had 7. Independiente will find a win to get to Champions Cup. They know how to do that. That's what they want the most. They're going to get there. Play-in 2, CSD Municipal versus FC Motagua. I think this is a matchup that Motagua will win. They're favored to win. I think they will win it because, again, when the chips are down in a play-in type situation, Motagua finds a way to win. They just do. So Motagua moves on, and moves on to Champions Cup with Independiente, but that's the end of their tournament. Semifinals. Semifinal 1, we got CD Olympia versus Deportivo Saprissa. I got Olympia winning because Olympia is just the better team right now than Saprissa. Saprissa may be a favorite compared to Olympia, or not a favorite compared to Olympia, but a more likely team to knock out Olympia. I don't see it, though. Olympia, again, has to make a statement. I think they're there to have a revenge tour, a redemption tour, and they get to the final. Semifinal 2, El Alajuelense versus Comunicaciones. I got Alajuelense going to the final because I don't see Comunicaciones upsetting 2 teams in a row. I don't see Alajuelense being affected by the champion's curse, at least until the final. Losing the final technically is being affected by the champion's curse if you're the defending champion. I think that's what happened to Saprissa the first time Alajuelense won the CONCACAF League in 21. See, there you go. If you lose as the defending champion, it's champion's curse. That's my point. But Alajuelense, I think they're better than Comunicaciones. I still think they got a better roster. I don't see how they would lose this. They go to the final. Finally, that means the final is CD Olympia versus El Alajuelense, Honduras versus Costa Rica. I had this predicted as my final going into last year. That didn't end well. This year, I'm damn sure it will happen, though. And I believe that I have Alajuelense winning it either way. I believe that CD Olympia will have their revenge tour, their redemption tour, and the trophy will go back to them for the second time in 3 years. The CONCACAF Central American Cup, CONCACAF League Trophy, because it's the same trophy, just with a different name. I think the trophy will go back to Honduras, second time in 3 years. Olympia brings them back home. 2 and 3 for Olympia, because I feel like they're the best team right now in Central America. They're hot, they're ready to go, and they want a revenge tour. I do not think it's going to go any other way than Olympia wins this tournament. Alajuelense puts up a good fight. I could see a penalty shootout going down. Olympia wins it, though. With that being said, the CONCACAF Champions Cup teams from the Central American Cup, with those predictions in mind, would be CD Olympia as the champion, LD Alajuelense as the runner-up, Deportivo Saprissa as the best semifinal loser with more points, Comunicaciones as the worst semifinal loser with the least points of the two, FC Motagua is the best play-in winner with the most points. CA, Club Atletico Independiente, worst play-in winner with the lower amount of points. So, with that being said, those are my Central American Cup predictions. Olympia's coming back for it all. Alajuelense is going to be able to defend their title up to the final, but the Champions Curse still applies, just in the final. Everybody else, I think it's a pretty obvious tournament, but I like where this is going to go. We'll see how this turns. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, video. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification once subscribed, send some chats on the live streams, comment on this video, put us a playlist, share with friends and family, all that great stuff. Speaking of streams, I will see you tomorrow for one stream, one review. It is CF Pachuca versus the New York Red Bulls, live and review. We are going to see how this tournament game goes. If Pachuca wins a shootout or outright, Toronto advances to the next round of Leagues Cup without having to worry what happens on Sunday. If New York Red Bulls win or win the shootout, we have problems. We have to do something. We actually have to get some out of that Pachuca game. I don't know if that'll happen. With that being said, I'll see you tomorrow. Big one for Toronto. We'll find out what happens. I'm running. I'm out. Peace.